Hi boys and girls, so we're going to do LAL day 3 for week 9. As you can see, I've been doing all my videos today on Monday because I feel like if I get them done earlier for you, some of you can get this done quicker and you'll have the rest of the week off. So you're going to see all the videos posted right away, so that way you can get a head start and do them on your own if you need to. All right, so for day 3 of LAL, please make sure you're up here, you're on class pages, and you're on May 18th through the 22nd. That means week 9. When the giant stirred, again, you have the YouTube video in front of you, or you have your My Book at home that you can refer to. We did vocabulary and we did the prepare to read. Now we're doing a close read. The close read is very important because all it has you do is you're closely, that's why it says close, you're closely reading one part of that story. A close read means you're taking one part of that story and you're really analyzing it. You're really looking at it. So if you open it up, it's going to tell you what page that you're going to be looking at. So click on that. And for this assignment, you are going to turn to page 359 in your My Book. That means you're closely reading page 359. That's it. For this assignment, you're only looking at page 359, paragraphs 7 and 8. Remember, in the paragraphs, it tells you, in the story, it tells you the paragraph. So if you don't have your My Book and you have your YouTube video right here, you're just going to turn to page 359. So I'll do that and show you. That's 363. 363. Let's see. It's kind of hard to see.
They collected coconuts from the beach.
It's really hard to see. 359.
I'm in an underwater garden.
My book is somewhere. Hold on one second. I do have my book. Hold on one second. I can't see that print. Oh. All right. So I have my book. Maybe you have yours at home. All right. It'll be easier if I just take this out. So it says to focus on page 359. 359. That means that is this page right here. Ooh, I think I was right. Yes, with the birds. With the birds. Okay, so remember what I said. A close read means exactly what it means. A close read is you're closely reading this page only. You're not looking at the rest of the story. We're zeroing in on this page. We're going to analyze it, break it apart, and try to understand it. So that's what it means by a close read. So if I were you, I'd have it open, or like I said, on Power School, turn to this page and you could have it read to you. So let's look at the questions. It says, today we are going to spend some time paying attention to how the author uses sensory words to help us understand the story. This close read focuses on page 359, paragraphs 7 and 8 in the story. After listening to the close read, answer the questions below. So we're looking at page 359, and then it says paragraphs 7 and 8. Well, where's 7 and 8? Well, look, that says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So here's 8 and here's 7. So really it's not page 359. It should really be page 360 and 61. So you know what? I'm going to change that 361. And I'm going to, update that because I don't know why it would just say focus on that and then it changed. So we'll put 359 through page 361. All right, so we're going to be looking at the sensory words. The sensory words, here are the anchor charts to help you. We all know that the 5 senses are what you see, what you hear, what you touch, what you taste, what you smell. And a lot of these stories have a lot of sensory words in them. So this one says, refer to page 359. How do the details in the illustrations match the text on this page and help you understand the setting? So, okay, for this one, they're telling you to go to 359. I'm going to turn to page 359. I'm going to reread it. It says, long, long ago in a blue sea lay a green, green island. Does that make you be able to see what color? That's a sensory. Blue and green are sensory. On the island, there were white, sandy beaches with coconut palms where great sea turtles came by the moonlight to bury their eggs in the sand. Another sensory word. White and sandy. Sandy is how something feels. White is how something looks. Great is how something is. Coconut is how something tastes. Okay. On the island, there were leafy, how they looked, green, how they looked, forest, with brightly colored butterflies, how they looked. They were brightly colorful. Where noisy, how something sounds, red, color, which is how they see, parrots. Screeched and chattered from the treetops. Screeched and chattered are sounding words. They're talking, making those weird sounds. On the island, there was a cool, how something feels, blue lagoon. Blue is the color, which is what something looks like. Where many silvery color, what something looks like, fish, swam in the underwater garden of strange and wondrous animals. Strange is how something looks. Wondrous is how something looks. See how we used a bunch of sensory words to talk about this? The question says, how do the details in the illustrations match the text on this page and help you understand? So here's the illustration. Here's the text. How does this match this? Well, I just used sensory words to help you, right? So it talked about the wondrous animals and the red parrots that were screeching. Does that match what it's saying over here? They're on top of the treetops? Yeah. So that's what it's asking you. You're going to tell me, how do the details in the illustration match the text on this page and help you understand the setting? You're going to say the illustrations match the text on this page and help me understand the setting because, and mention what I say. When they mention that there are brightly colored butterflies, and as you can see, that matches. It gives you a better understanding and it gives you a better visual of where this is taking place. Where does this take place? Just look at the picture. In the woods, in the forest. And everything they describe here is in here. So just pretty much reword that and say that in question number 1. Question number 2. After watching the close read, what information have you learned from the 2 paragraphs and illustration? So now we're going back to the paragraphs. What paragraphs were they talking about? They said paragraph 7 and 8. So we're going to have to go to paragraph 7 and 8 for this one. And 7 was right here. And 8 was on the next one. So we're going to read this part in paragraph 8. So paragraph 7. Over all of this peaceful island towered a great cone-shaped mountain. Most of the time it was quiet, but sometimes it let out a poof of smoke or rumbled like a giant mumbling in his sleep. Paragraph 8. When the giant stirred, the people of the village took garlands of flowers up the mountain and threw them in the crater at the top. They prayed that the sweet, heavy scent of flowers would put their mountain god back to sleep and give him pleasant dreams. What information have you learned from the 2 paragraphs and the illustration? Just by reading paragraph 8 and paragraph 7, when they heard that giant rumble, what are they talking about? What giant is rumbling? And then they threw flowers inside the crater at the top of this rumbling mountain in hopes that it would go to sleep. What are they referring to? What information did you learn? That they are trying to calm down a what? So you have learned that they're using imagery and they're using sensory words to teach you about what's happening in this part of the story. What's going on? What is about to go off? And they're trying to make sure it doesn't go off. So answer for that for number 2. What information have you learned? Okay. Then number 3. What sensory words that the author used to describe the mountain is changing? What do you think the author? Why do you think the author uses this? All right, now we're going to find the sensory words to describe the mountain is changing. So if we go back to paragraph 7 and 8, here's 8, here's 7. If you have a pencil or something, it might be best to highlight those sensory words. Overall, this peaceful is how something is, island towered a great cone-shaped mountain. Cone-shaped is how something looks. Most of the time it was quiet, that's how it sounded, but sometimes it let out a poof of smoke or rumbled, that rumbled is a sound, like a giant mumbling, which is a sound, in his sleep. Then it said, when the giant stirred, the people of the village took garlands of flower up the mountain and threw them in the great crater at the top. They prayed that the sweet, that's how something tastes or smells, heavy scent of flowers would put the mountain god back to sleep and give him pleasant dreams. So again, what sensory words did they use? Make a list of those words. And then what sensories does the author use to describe the mountain is changing? So the mountain is getting angry, right? Because there's puffs of smoke and this and that. What words did he use to describe how the mountain is changing? He's changing, he's angry, right? So what were the sensory words they used to describe that he was getting angry? And list them below. And that's all you have to do. That's it for assignment 3. Good luck.